Today, ladies and gentlemen, and Tuesday's people, we have invited the Prince of Ballad, and of course, an actor as well. Igi찬 joins us live in the studio. Welcome to our program.
Hi guys, this is Igi찬i Lee. I mean, you know what? I really hadn't, any idea the show is really this serious. So I was kind of a little panic when I was in the waiting room.
Yeah.
I could see the screen and your serious face is like boom and wow, they talk about really like society and that kind of thing. So is it okay to be here?
Yeah, I forgot to tell him that we're a news program, and it happened to be that
Right.
today was, a second anniversary of a very tragic incident. But
Okay.
we're gonna leave that behind.
Okay.
Today is again a very special day for me because I've been a long fan since 2003. I've been a fan of yours. But for our listeners out
Right.
here, why don't you say hello to many of our listeners who are tuning in from many different parts of the world?
Hello guys, this is Igi찬, and I think I'm here the first time. This is the
First time ever.
This building, I've been here.
Okay.
There was a singing program, TV show. So I think I've been there, but this ARIRANG Radio is the first time. So
Wow.
I'm so glad to be here.
For the first time ever. So special here.
Yeah.
You've been in the industry for such a long time. Kind of curious as to what you've been up to lately. I know you started a YouTube channel
Yes,
recently
I did.
covering different songs. What have you been up to these days?
I just making ends meet and doing my gigs. And as you mentioned, I'm doing YouTube. I hoped that I could connect with my fans, because my body wasn't really function well like this past 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yes, so I could not do anything like work, singing, acting. So I had to take a rest. for
And
3
was
years.
that and for 3 years did the rest help?
Yeah, it worth it. And
yeah.
now I can walk like normal person. And yeah.
One of our listeners, longtime listeners, Yangurum, he says, "Oh, 이기찬님 영어 잘하시네요." One thing that many people don't remember, he came out. We're going to talk about this later on, but he came out in the series Sense 8, and
Right.
his English is spot on. Why is your English so good?
No. I mean, that would be a huge compliment. You know what? Honestly, I regret it.
Regret what?
I said to myself, why did you say to do it? Because the pressure is so too much.
No, your English is spot on. It's very
No,
fluent.
no.
It's very fluent.
Unless you're going to ask about my opinion on next election.
Oh, talk about politics.
Kamala Harris or whatever. So, yeah.
That's
That'll be okay.
That's pretty good. Yeah, we're not going to be asking you stuff.
Thank you.
About this.
Okay.
You were called, and I still think you are the Prince of Ballad. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
One sad thing, you were actually the reason why I became a huge fan of yours is because back in 2003, when I was a high school student,
Right.
I had a crush on a girl,
Oh, okay.
and
It ended,
she didn't like me back, and then your song "감기"
of course.
really hit me hard, right? And so I started
Okay.
feeling, and I felt that's when I started loving ballad music. Nowadays, speaking of that hit song,
Yeah.
감기, you wrote the song,
Yes,
you
I did.
composed the song, number one on many music programs.
Yeah.
When you created the song, did you go, this is going to be a big song?
No, not at all. I had no idea, that could hit. Before that song, I released 또 한 번 사랑은 가고.
With JYP, right?
Yes, that's JYP wrote me a song, and that song hit.
Yeah.
So we predict a little bit. Well, it's gonna be okay, like a little, up higher than a mediocre level, maybe.
A little higher than mediocre level.
But yeah, no one expected that good,
Yeah.
hit song.
That was probably one of the biggest ballad songs of the time. And I think even still today, when you talk about, Igi찬 as an artist, that song is going to come up right away. This is a tough question.
Okay.
you've had so many different albums. You've had so many songs. You've had many hit songs, including "Mean" was such a great song.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And just the way that you were able to kind of, express the lyrics. Of all the songs that you've sung, was there a particular song that you felt especially attached to, and then it really made me say, "This is my song"?
I don't know. I mean, I think other artists would feel the same way, but it's really hard to pick just one song as my song because I think it changes.
Yeah.
Like, for example, today's my song is gonna be 감기, or when I pick tomorrow my song, it's gonna change, like Bean or One or other songs. So I cannot really, this is the number one my song.
Yeah, I mean, especially given the fact that there has been so many hit songs.
Not that so many. I really appreciate it.
You have to understand, I've listened to so many of his music.
Thank you.
So many of his songs, and it's the way that you're able to kind of sing the lyrics. You speak to the listeners, I think, was one of the main reasons why I was a big fan of yours. But broadcasting the industry has changed a lot.
Right.
From when you first debuted until now, right now. When you look back at your activities in the late 1990s and then the early 2000s,
right.
like what was that like back then when you were kind of in this industry starting off?
Well, that's a tough question. I'll try. Well, back then, music industry has more money, or I would say power. Because we didn't have that much of abundance to access. Like if you have a smartphone these days,
right,
you can get videos, whatever, every kind of music,
right,
and there's so many contents, right? But back then there was like only, especially in Korea, we had like 3 programs, 3 broadcasting systems,
right,
mainly, so people could more like dive into one artist, I think. Yeah.
Another thing is that I remember, and I enjoyed this because, as soon as I became a fan of his, I started also seeing you come out in a lot of reality TV shows. You came out in a lot of like game shows.
Game show, yeah.
You came out in sitcoms one time in the New Nonstop 4. I still remember this.
Wow, you have a good memory.
Yeah, I remember all of this. What was it? 장미의 전쟁? I remember.
Oh, really?
When you came out in that. But having to be a singer and also come out in those programs to promote yourself, that must have been very difficult.
Exactly. Coming out of those programs was that was the how to promote your album, your song. So I was not that good at it. I'm kind of really introvert.
Yeah.
My personality.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Extremely introvert.
Okay.
So I don't really, talk to strangers. I'm not that outgoing person, but I had to because it was my work. Right. And promote song and, tell people that I got a new song. Please listen to the new one. So
I wonder because your career, it's a long, illustrious career. You have many albums that you were released, and I know that, again, the first hit song, Please, what an incredible song.
Thank
you. You came into spotlight because of a radio show contest, right? There was 별밤, and I believe you were a high school student back then.
Yes, I was.
96, was it 1996?
96, 6.
Yeah, and you won the contest, and that's kind of the start of your career. But did you always want to become a singer when you were growing up?
I've been thinking, the first time I went to the music concert was when I was like 11 or 12. At that time, I was in Vancouver.
Oh, wow.
I went to school there.
Okay.
But just for 1 year. Yeah, that was it. So I went there and, I don't exactly remember, but it was Boyz II Men or Mariah Carey.
Oh, wow. Any one of those would have been. That's a good concert.
So that inspired a lot about like pop music, those era, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Babyface,
right.
Stevie Wonder, those kind of pop music. So yeah, that's the start where I,
And so whether it be Boyz II Men or Mariah Carey, that concert inspired you to be a singer moving forward.
Yes.
That's incredible. I have to thank either Boyz II Men or Mariah Carey for inspiring him and really producing such an incredible singer. But nowadays, again, I've been following your career for such a long time. You had so many albums out, and then you shifted your career as an actor.
Yes, I
you've
did,
come out in, again, the Netflix series Sense8. You've come out in a number of Korean dramas as well. But as a fan of Igi찬 as a singer, I want to ask you, are you planning to release any more albums moving forward?
Not for now.
Okay.
I don't have plan, but I don't know. When it comes the chances or the right timing, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you... it's incredible that you're a very introverted person.
Right.
What's your MBTI, by the way?
I did a test like a number of times.
Okay.
Several times, but it changed. I mean,
It changes all the time.
all the time. Sometimes like T comes out, like I, J. So I don't believe the system at all. So I forgot it.
So
I can't remember it.
But you're an introvert, right? So you're an I, which it's unbelievable because you're able to stay, go on stage and sing. You're able to act. But when you're doing either you're on stage to sing or act, what kind of joy does that bring though to you?
Exactly, that's the point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm like a mentally weird psycho person, but you can't. I mean, sometimes you have to hold the grudge on yourself.
Yeah.
Like your resentment or what the past mistakes, bad breakups, whatever. But I think I'm express those things on with those material like acting, script and the melody and singing to express myself.
I have to say that one of the reasons for why I enjoyed a lot of your live performance is when you're on stage, some people when they sing, especially ballad music, right? It just seemed like their face is just, nothing going on with the expressions. There's no emotion. But all of your songs, when you're singing live, there's a lot of emotion. You can see from your facial expression, there's a lot that goes into it, almost as if you were going through a breakup at the time when you're singing the song. Was that when your acting really started to coming out?
Or maybe at that time I was extremely tired. Either way.
I mean, you have to understand, artists back then, they had so much going on with the schedule, right? Right. Singing, multiple, going to different shows, music programs, having to act, go on to these TV programs and things like that.
And everything like legally, like manager and those conflicts between artists, it's settled really well now, but like 20 something years ago, it was
it's pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
And I know that you've gone through some issues with the managers in the past.
Right.
Let's talk about you as an actor.
Okay.
This is again something that brings you a lot of joy. You've been doing a lot of different work as an actor. What was the hardest part about acting when you first started?
Dealing with people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dealing with new people. Like cameramen, lightings, audios, and the other actors. So that was the hardest part.
Because when you were singing, you only had to kind of think about yourself. Right?
Exactly.
Right.
And I was a solo artist.
Right.
So if I was like in the group, as a member of in the group, I could, easily get used to do another thing with a bunch of people, but dealing with people, and that was the hardest part.
We got a question in from a listener. First time, I think she might be your fan. He or she might be a fan. Anisha Stitch says, "Hey Kichan, tell me right now that you've got a concert planned for next month, please. You do like mini concerts before. I know you did a mini concert a few years ago in Jeju.
Last year. Yeah.
And then you did one in Hongdae a couple of years back. And then you went to, I think, was it Gangneung not too long ago to do like a little
thing? Like an event-ish concert.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have plans for like more of these mini concerts?
I was planning, but the time was too short. Like, I don't have enough time to manage.
Right.
And, there's many concerts going on, especially like on December holiday season.
Right.
So there's no like leftover theater.
Man.
it will go to the 2025, I think.
Hopefully, once again,
please come.
Yeah,
please.
I'm telling you. I mean, we even have one of our producers here on ARIRANG Radio, our morning show on Good Morning Seoul, who goes to all of your mini concerts.
Oh, really? Cool.
And I know that it does happen time and time out. Let's go back into your acting. When you first started acting, and it's kind of surprising that you're a very introverted person, because I know that you have a lot of friends. You have very close friends. You had to. I remember many years ago the Chilgu Club.
Yeah.
Right, the 79
yeah,
Club, and all the people that were very close, born in 1979. But when you first started as an actor, did you get any support from maybe your friends or maybe your colleagues or seniors who are already in the acting industry?
Yeah, I had a good time, but bad times.
Okay.
But so luckily, I met a really good director. I did a drama called 녹두꽃 on SBS.
Yeah.
So the director of that drama is he has been really famous for like historical Korean drama. Yeah. So he really encouraged me to do whatever you want, unless you're prepared. So I worked really hard, and those people, good people that I met.
I remember many years ago, many people said that you look like Lee Byung-hun.
That's a huge compliment.
Did Lee Byung-hun ever reach out to you and help you in becoming a better actor?
Why? Why he would do that? If you're Lee you're gonna do it? No.
I remember they're saying that he was the Lee Byung-hun of the music industry, and you guys do have very similarities here. I want to ask you, and this is a question that we got from one of our producers. You've done so many different roles. You've done historical dramas. You've done American dramas. You've done you were a Kyopo, right? The rich Kyopo guy in one of the dramas. If you have a chance, is there a particular, I should say, maybe like a or a movie series or a director that you want to work with, or any kind of role that you want to do in the future?
Eventually, I want to do like really, really typical American style comedy.
Okay. Oh,
you know why? Because no matter how you speak a good fluent English, if you don't know the culture and everything, you cannot express the comedy part. So that's the highest part.
Do you watch a lot of American comedy shows?
Yes.
Can I ask you which one you watch?
I just nowadays I watch comedy special, like stand-up comedian.
Have you ever watched The Office by any chance?
Office, no.
No? Okay, I have to recommend.
The British one? That was originally...
That's the original one.
UK one, right?
And then the American version came out.
Right.
And that also became... Wow!
I'm going to check out.
An American comedy. That's quite incredible here. I know that, again, the one that really brought to light you as an actor was when you came out in Sense8 alongside actresses like Peduna. You actually played alongside as her brother, I believe, was the role. Yoon Ye-jung, the Wachowski director, is involved. What was that experience like for you to be in a set with such famous actors, but also directors? What was that experience like?
From the beginning, the character was really, really tense, and killing their father and those kind of really evil characters. So I really loved it. So there it goes again. My introverted, unsolved, whatever the emotions. I'm gonna put it in this character. So it was really fun to enjoy. When I prepared the audition, and then went to the set, meeting people. Of course, Tunabe, I've been, big fan of her. Her many movies was really one of my favorite movies. So
right.
And we got along right away, and every experience on set during this filming, it was really great.
I mean, Peduna is such a talented actor, and she's been in the industry for such a long time. I'm sure it helped you a lot, right? Having to work with her and...
Of course, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
So if you act... acting, everybody, there's a saying, acting is reacting, right? So if you act with really good actor, you can get the energy.
That's right.
And go back and forth, and the result gets really much better.
We got
happened?
Paulina over in London, our regular listener. She says, no, SJ, he's more handsome than the actor you just said. You're more handsome than Lee Byung-hun.
Oh, thank you. I'm pretty sure Selena.
Paulina.
Paulina doesn't know who Lee Byung-hun is, right?
She only likes Lee Min-ho. She's a big fan of Lee Min-ho over in London. 양구름 says, 기찬님, SJ님이 기찬이 언급 코리아 나우에서 최소 50번 넘게 했습니다. 소아 says, 회식 자리에서도 그렇게 감기를 부르던데 SJ 소원 성취한 날이네요. 감사합니다, 기찬님. 이병훈님보다 잘생기셨습니다. 세영 says, ask SJ to sing I'm not going to sing 감기. How can I sing 감기 in front of the original singer?
I mean, this is the character. If your show wasn't this deep level of serious, I would sing like tons of songs.
Is this the first time that you've been invited to a news program for an interview?
Yes, it is. Normally they don't invite
Yes, we usually have professors and other people, but we like to enjoy the second hour of the program here. I have to ask you, what is your ultimate goal? Because again, I mean, you still do sing. I know that you make special appearances as a singer, but you seem to be really into acting. What's your ultimate goal as 이기찬, the actor?
As an actor?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I get some like Emmy award, whatever those big, awards, if I can win, that's gonna be a huge thing.
Right.
But besides that, I want to do acting, which is like 100% I can satisfy with. That's the goal.
It seems like you're really kind of focused on acting in American shows. English acting is what you seem to be interested in, but you've done both. Is there a difference between kind of American acting and Korean acting?
I think it has more like freedom in it because I can't speak as much as like Korean.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you like in early 20s something, you don't know it about the world. So you have that much of courage. So yeah, I think it doesn't make sense.
No, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. But you seem to prefer, it seems like, the American acting. I can't believe already we are now about 40 seconds away from ending this very day.
Phew, thank you. It was a lot of pressure.
This is a question that we ask every one of our guests on this segment, Tuesdays People. If you had to define your now in one word, what would be 이기찬 now?
You know what? I was going to say like bronchitis. Gynecologist or something like that. It's kind of, some words that hard to me sounds like.
Okay.
But I decided to say education.
Education?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So I want to speak English much better. Then, I cannot express 100% what I want to speak about.
Your English is so good.
No, you're going to find out if I, hang out with you at least 30 minutes more than...
It's incredible. It's such a humble person.
No.
I have to say. Before we let you go, another thing that we do is also have you request a song. I know you have so many different songs of yours. Is there a song that you want to share with all of our listeners out there?
Yes, this song called One Room, and this is a latest song that I released like 3 years ago.
Yeah. All right. So we'll play that for you, Kichana. I want to thank you so much for coming to our program.
Thank you for
on your busy
inviting me.
schedule. And for our listeners out there, once again, Igi-chan joining us live here on Korea Now. Already a lot of people asking you to come back next time. Thank you once again. We'll see you hopefully next time.
Okay. Bye.